Chargepoint earnings are tomorrow, and some incredibly good price action has been happening as of late. The question is, can it continue? Can we expect to see the stock break through this short to medium term area of resistance and potentially make new short-term highs and potentially keep up this small upward trend that we have been seeing since May? What is happening, investors? It is your boy Jack. I am not a financial advisor, and those are the questions that we are going to be trying to answer in today's video. Now, usually when I speak about a company, we start off by looking through the news, and then towards the end of the video we look at technicals. But today I really just want to spend most of our time taking a look at the technicals, trying to decide what market sentiment is in general towards Chargepoint, trying to decide if we expect a major move in the upwards direction or the downwards direction tomorrow, and why we can expect those things. So in order to do those things, I actually have us on the daily chart, and I have mapped out this really long-term downtrend that we've been seeing, that we haven't broken through in an extraordinarily long time, that we literally just broke through over the last couple of days. Aside from that, we're going to be speaking about option volatility. There are some quite crazy things happening at Chargepoint right now. If you want the most up-to-date news on Chargepoint, I advise you go look back at my last one or two videos on them. It might give you a better idea of the long-term potential of this company and why I, for one, am bullish on the long-term, and a lot of other people are too. Worth noting that tomorrow Plug Power also has their earnings report, so depending on if one of them does well and the other does poorly, that could affect the other stock as well. We could see more of an inflow into one and outflow out of the other, but we will have to wait and see. So we have these areas out right here, okay? So this has kind of been an area of support that has been broken a few times. That support was broken. You could also bring it down to here. It might be a little bit more accurate at this stage, down around the $11.30 mark. Last time I bought was back here in January. I think it was in the high 11, something like that. Went on a nice run, came flying back down, well over 50%. And now it's back up pretty much 100% again. So I think I should go without saying that this is one of those more very volatile stocks. And when we look at the option volatility, you're going to see that, okay? Look at Chargepoint right here. There, it might be a little bit small. See, can I zoom this in a little bit just to make it clear, okay? We're going to go over here. The open interest change is up 25% on Chargepoint calls right now. Generally speaking, okay, to make it very oversimplified, people are betting on Chargepoint going up. But the implied volatility is at 77.5. So again, what does this mean? Does that mean that we can expect it to go up very quickly? Yes. Does it also mean that we can expect it to go down very quickly? Yes. A high implied volatility does not necessarily mean, you know, there is a high likelihood of the stock's price going up, but it does show that we can expect, well, volatility. Look at Palantir today. Their earnings came out, and last I checked, they were down over 10%. Yep, still down right at around the 10% mark. They were down, geez, even considerably more. But they also had relatively high implied volatility going into today. So right off the bat, I don't think many people would be surprised if we were to see something in the realms of a 10+% move based off of good or bad earnings. Now, do I think earnings are going to be, you know, really good? Sadly not. That's the bad thing right here. You will see by looking here, Chargepoint has a history of missing on earnings. It also has a history of people not particularly liking that, not reacting to it really well all of the time. And it also has that history of being extremely volatile around earnings. Since the 15th of July, we came right down again to this general area of resistance, and we shot back up. And now we are approaching that area of resistance. Sorry, we were down at the area of support, and we're going all the way up to that area of resistance and breaking that really long-term downtrend that we see right here. Let me just make this a bit smaller so we can see that really long-term downtrend. You can see this is the first time since we go all the way back to the 10th of February 21 that they broke out above there at all, my friends. But again, this has been an extraordinarily quick move from that $11-ish range all the way up to $17.50 in the span of not even a month. I mean, that's not exactly the healthiest price action you're going to see in your whole life. I don't think you need me to tell you that. Pair that with the implied volatility that we're seeing right now, but also with the open interest increasing that we're seeing right now, more so than a lot of other stocks, we could really be in for a nice move to that upside. Now, I think everybody knows that I'm not the biggest bull in the whole universe right now in the greater stock market. I haven't been buying much whatsoever, but I would absolutely love to see Chargepoint go up 10%, maybe approach an $18-ish range, make a little bit of headway up above this area of resistance, and stabilize above here. I would absolutely love to see that. Now, maybe there's something we don't know about yet. Maybe there is something big coming in this earnings. Maybe there is a big piece of news that will justify such a move to the upside. Maybe somebody knows something that we don't, and that's why we're seeing that implied volatility go up so quickly. I just struggle to see how, even with a good earnings report, even some promising things in the earnings report, some promising updates, etc., I don't know how we're going to see that 10% move to the upside. It's just not something we see right now. We see, huge moves to the downwards, even on, small beats, but it's hard to find those huge moves to the upside. Maybe we will see something like we saw with SoFi stock last week, a 20-something% move. That would be very nice. The technicals are telling us for the first time in a long time on that daily chart that, yeah, we could make a move to the upside. RSI is creeping higher and higher, though, as time goes on. And, again, we could well see a pullback. This line here, we're going to have to see if we can stay above it. See if we can stay above that long-term downtrend that's been created. And ultimately see if we can break up above the $17.50-ish mark. If not, again, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. That 10% move to the up direction I was speaking about, it could be like something we saw happen with Palantir today. And it could be to the downwards direction. That could bring us right back down here to, again, the accumulation range we've been in for a very, very long time. They're expected to post a loss of 20 cents per share, indicating a change of negative 33.3% from the year ago quarter. Zacks consensus remains unchanged over the last 30 days, so again, nothing insane has really happened here. Consensus earnings estimate of negative 0.74 cents for the current fiscal year indicates a year-over-year change of plus 55.2%. Again, yeah, things have been getting a lot better in general, but they still have multiple years to go until we're seeing, positive numbers here. Next fiscal year, earnings consensus is 0.55 cents, indicates a change of plus 25.7% here. And Zacks currently rank these guys number 3 a whole. If you're not familiar with Zacks whatsoever, they have a scale of 1 to 5. 3 is a hold, 5 is a strong buy, 1's a strong sell. Seeing them have a company like Chargepoint at a hold is decent, because a lot of what this comes down to is valuations, whether that be, the actual earnings per share, or whether that be price to sales, price to earnings, forward PE, etc., etc. The consensus sale estimate of 103.5 million for the current quarter points to a year-over-year change of plus 84.4%. So that's the kind of number that people do love to see. There's no two ways about it. If that kind of number does come true, if we see revenues going up, that is one hugely important thing right now for ChargePoint and their future. People will be very happy. And then 721.93 million for the current fiscal year indicates a change of nearly 100% here and 50% here. But again, we don't really have the best record of beating on earnings here. Our last earnings wasn't a beat, but it still did ultimately go in the upwards direction because there was actually some good news inside of that report. Again, I have covered that on the channel. Important to understand, they are the largest publicly listed EV charging company. There is also a lot of eyes on these guys right now. There's a lot more eyes than there was on them not too long ago. Also, we're pointing out that on the day they're up 4%. Maybe people are getting excited ahead of earnings. We're going to have to wait and see. It's a good day for EV all around, though. Tesla up nearly 5% after announcing their split is official. Lucid having a great day. Workhorse Arrival having a 12.5% day. Some big moves. 20 analysts in the last 90 days. We've 11 strong buys for this company. 3 buys, 6 holds, and no sells. These are Wall Street analysts as well. These are not Seeking Alpha authors or anything like that. We have an average price target of 22.49 and a high of 46. Now, I just want to say that from a long-term point of view, I'm excited for later on. I'm excited for earnings tomorrow. I want to see the news because, again, as a long-term investor, if it does come back down to this range, I'm going to be happy to buy. Again, that's the last time I bought them. It's one of few companies that I am looking to add to my long-term positions for, especially as far as, growth and higher risk plays are concerned. There's not a lot of things that I like as much as ChargePoint out there right now. So we'll see what happens. But for the first time in a while, I actually do have quite high hopes that we could see a decent breakout to the upside. And again, people who have been watching the recent videos since coming back know that that's not something I've been saying very often at all. Does that mean I'm screaming go buy now? This is a 100% guaranteed trade? No, I will not be trading it myself either. I'm just trying to give you guys what I'm seeing on the charts, relay that information towards you. And again, I do want to stress the fact that, if I was expecting a big piece of news, I would be more inclined to have a stronger opinion that upside move is going to happen. I just don't really see what big pieces of news we're going to get right now. And after seeing how people have reacted to earnings over the last couple of weeks, particularly ones that, aren't amazing, aren't bad, don't have any big updates, people tend to go to the downside more than the upside. But again, that options volatility that we are seeing on ChargePoint would lead me to believe that there is going to be a big move one way or the other. That open interest going up very, very quickly. One of the biggest increases in any stock across the board as of the last couple of days. Yeah, you you would think that something's on the way. But anyway, guys, that's my thoughts. If you watch this video all the way till the end, you, my friend, are a true legend, and I really do appreciate you being here. The support is sick, so thank you so much. Please hit that like button, drop me a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. All of that helps me out. I'll see you for another one very soon, guys. I hope you have a beautiful, blessed day. Peace.